Up next on Inside ChampCar, going 12 at VIR. Welcome to Inside ChampCar. I'm Brian Bielanski. He's Bill Strong. And we're doing it again, Bill.
We are. I'm just checking to make sure all the sound's working.
Making sure all the bubbles are bubbling and all the sausages,
It sounds like it.
It sounds like the sausage has been made, so let's continue on, right?
Yeah. So you had a windstorm a couple weeks ago out at your place.
Yeah.
Guess
What'd you get?
We're having a windstorm today.
Very nice. So
yeah.
If you go away, Jason and I'll just keep talking.
There you go.
That guy there at the bottom of the screen is Jason Kennedy from...
not Justin Kennedy.
No, Jason. Why, did you mess something up, Bill? Are you trying to... Is this a make good? Have you messed something up and we got Jason on to say, I'm sorry?
Well, yeah, I was multitasking, and you know how that goes.
Yeah, I do.
So, yeah.
I do. Sparrow Speed Miata. How you doing, Jason?
That's us. Excellent. We just got home from VIR. Car's in good shape. Ready to do it again.
Car's in good shape. That means it's ready to go to another race, right? No, all the wheels are still on it?
Yep. Change the oil, go racing.
Wait, that car is pretty wrinkled. You sure it's okay?
Yeah. So it's wrinkled because those are the same doors that have always been on it.
And that's what? Let's wait. Let's get Brian.
We didn't ask the question, Bill.
It's a question. Yes.
So,
again, Bill jumping the gun.
I know. You're, prematurely questionation. So Jason, we start every show with the same question. How did you get mixed up with this crazy thing we call motorsports?
So my motorsports starts as, a young guy coming back from deployment in Afghanistan. And what do? You buy a sports car. And I took that sports car to a racetrack because it was either that or probably end up in jail. And, years later, I was doing NASA TT, a NASA instructor, and my dad wanted to go racing. And so he bought a Miata, not knowing what he was going to do with it. He just knew that Miata was an answer. And he put a cage in it, and we found ChampCar. That was 9 years ago. Car came out 8 years ago, and we built the team so that my dad could race.
Too cool.
That's the best reason.
So it's funny because I was stalking you on your Facebook page, and I saw some pictures when you were in college, and you had this big fro and stuff, and then you have pretty short cropped hair now, and I'm thinking, why does he have his hair like that now? And then
the Army took it from me.
There you are. The military took it, and thank you for your service. And I
loved it. I would have stayed in the Army if I was going to move up, but tiny little MOS there. And I really replaced jumping out of helicopters with race cars. There is a connection.
that adrenaline bit. Yeah.
Well, and it's interesting because that's a discussion we've had, Bill, over and over again on the show. It's that replacing the camaraderie, the adrenaline, the teamwork. It's a theme that we've had regularly on the show. And Jason, do you have other military veterans with you on your team?
Not on our team, but last weekend we were at VIR hanging out with the Racing for Heroes guys. They're very good friends of us. I run a big sticker on my trunk for them. They share our shop every time we're down at VIR. So definitely involved with Racing for Heroes.
That's fantastic. Racing for Heroes was one of the sponsors on another show I do. So really good folks, and always happy to shine the spotlight on those folks. So. All right, so what's the dealio with this Miata? What makes this Miata, other than being wrinkled, which I think probably could be the description for a lot of Miatas? What's yours? Tell us about your Miata.
So part of our claim to fame is that we were the first NB Miata to really take ChampCar seriously. When we entered ChampCar, the NB Miata was a 700-point car because somebody who ran the series previously didn't want new cars coming in. And I said, this thing is really just an NA Miata that's slightly stretched with a newer motor, and they get to swap that motor anyway. Yeah. So why aren't we less points? So we came in our first race, we were 700 points in an NB Miata. We had a roof net because hard tops were extra points. And I started over the next 3 years petitioning every year for the MB Miata, it should be the 500-point car. Okay, well, the BMWs are still faster than us. We should be 450 points. Yeah, well, an NA Miata, they're this points. We should be lower. So it's, we've really pushed the NB Miata as a viable platform. I think the NAs still have more points to play with, and with the swap rules out there, they get to take advantage of that. But we still run the NB Miata because, we haven't found a way to destroy it. Because it is so tough, it is so reliable, it is so easy to change the oil and brake pads and go racing another weekend, and it takes a beating.
You guys are also some really good drivers too. I mean, you've come up through the series and have developed into some mature driving. Matured your driving versus some of the folks that get in here and race balls out.
Yeah, we definitely have developed our drivers and developed our team. At this point, we're pretty lucky to have a roster of drivers that we pull from. So on any given weekend, it's going to be someone different out there racing with me. My dad has recently retired from the racing himself. He's just crewing. Lily, my crew chief, is there every single race, but it's different drivers. And we've spent the time to pull from the NASA HPD ranks. Someone that I instruct in HPD 3 comes out and crews, and a year or two later, they're a high-level driver for us.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you say just crewing, by the way. I have a bone to pick with that because at my work, people say I'm just a writer. And I'm like, without you, I'd have to write everything. So you're really important. Just a crew. Crew's really important.
Yeah, I absolutely. And we can talk about the importance of crew. I'm a big believer in it. I mentioned Lily. Christian this year is going to crew for us every single race. He's, also driving with us some of our local races. I say just driving because my dad has stepped back from drive and crew to just crew. Just like I remain driver and crew and race engineer and team principal and kind of do it all.
So do you put like a different hat on throughout the weekend when you're doing each job?
It's the helmet.
It's a helmet.
If the helmet is on, I'm driving. When the helmet comes off, I start shouting at people.
I love it. Tell us about your run at VIR this past weekend.
So we had an awesome run once we got out on track. We showed up Friday, whizzed right through tech. That's easy for us at this point. We love getting tech done early in the season. Then we went back to the Racing for Heroes shop to kind of proactively change the clutch and reseal the transmission. That took hours. We were slow with it. We buttoned it up late at night. And we're like, all right, we're ready to go. And in the morning, I got about 75% of my clutch engagement. And we said, oh no, I put the clutch disc in backwards.
Oh, that sucks.
So thankfully, we had Shannon Kennedy, a good friend and driver with us, and Roy, you may know that name if you've been around Miatas and ChampCar. And Roy says, we've got how long till green flag? Let's go. So we put the car up on jack stands, and about an hour later, we had completely redone all of the work that we had done the night before. I hopped in the car. We joined the race 10 laps down. At that point, the car ran flawlessly for 12 hours, working our way back up to 7th overall, third in class, second fastest of the A-class Miatas.
So, Bill, we got to talk to Dana and requisition some more fundage because we got to get instant replay on the podcast because the look on your face when he said put the clutch in backwards should be part of a promo.
Yeah, well,
have you done that, Bill?
No, I haven't.
I have.
It's been one of those fears because everything works in the shop. Everything works pulling it on and off the trailer. But once you go to do something, get onto the track or whatever, you just notice something like that. And I always had this fear of doing it. And the MR2 clutches that we use the ACT clutch, and it never said this side facing forward or whatever. You just had to figure it out. And I'm not a mechanic. Well, we weren't mechanics. I was a programmer, man. And it looks like it goes this way. But it's something that you worry about. Actually, a lot of that car was always something I worried about putting it together. Were you a mechanic? in the Army, or no? You were
No, I'm a computers guy. I'm a military intelligence systems maintainer, integrator. These days, I'm a government contractor, 5 days a week. So all of my mechanic skills I have learned by fixing a Miata.
Yeah, same with us or me. I always say us, but yeah.
I was just gonna say, I always tell people, rent a car first before, don't build a car. Buy a car that's been built already. You don't go through all the trouble. You always spend more money when you're doing a new build than buying a car that's already been sorted out. But honestly, everyone's got to build a car once, because that's where you learn how to do it all.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's from the very beginning to the planning of it.
Right.
Getting everything to where it was stock, because you buy an old car, you strip well, you remember when we first started out in this series, a lot of guys would just go buy a car at a junkyard or whatever, and they'd throw a cage in it and take it racing without replacing anything on it. It was basically just take it off the lot, cage it, race it. And they'd last a lap, if that, or they'd last the whole race. It was one of those,
There's some romance in that.
One of the things that I have worked on behind the scenes and on the forums and in the internet drama is a bunch of data for ChampCar over the years.
Yeah.
And part of that data is I have a really good graph that can show just how reliable a brand new team in ChampCar has gotten. Your first race success rate has just been creeping up over the years. Everyone's getting a little bit better.
Yeah, and a lot of that is teaching pointing these guys out that you just don't take a car off the lot anymore, and replace the basics on the car. Do the wheel bearings, look at the clutch. You don't have to replace it, but just look at it. Do a tune-up on the car, little things like that. Test the cylinders, make sure they all at least have the same compression all the way around.
That sounds like work, Bill.
It is. None of this stuff is easy.
Someone's got to do it.
Yeah, it's and especially you have paying drivers, right?
Second.
You have paying drivers, right?
Yeah. Our drivers, we're not here for any profit. So once again, there's a spreadsheet for everything, and I've got a spreadsheet that tells you exactly how much it costs to go racing, and that's what we try to pass on to our drivers. I think as a result, our paid drivers are paying some of the lowest rates in ChampCar, because I know exactly how much it costs to run that car for an hour or 8 hours. And that's what I pass along to my drivers. So we're having a good weekend when, we pay for the gas and the tires and everybody gets to run their full stints.
Yep. And that's, I think a lot of guys in the early days, that wasn't the way they did stuff. They, it was just a bunch of friends got together, built a car, and then found out how much it really costs to do this. And none of it was really cheap. I mean, you can do it cheap, but to do really well cost a few bucks.
Yeah, cost effective and cheap are two entirely different things.
Right.
If anybody tells you that they go racing cheap, they're either not finishing races, in endurance racing especially, or they're lying to you.
Well, I mean, we've had teams that do that. I mean, they've done well, but I think part of it is they chose a car like the Miata, and that doesn't really take a lot to make it competitive. I mean, look at our F-Class winner this weekend, Bliss. Those guys, they basically put the whole stock suspension back on the car and actually did quite well. I think they finished 24th or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. So, with a completely stock Miata. So,
what's up for you guys for the rest of the season, Jason? You start your season every year at VIR. You told us earlier. What else do you guys have going on?
We do all the VIR races every year. The next race for us in ChampCar will be Watkins Glen, which is our favorite weekend of the year. Mm-hmm. I say Watkins Glen is our favorite weekend for the year, and the VR 24 is our favorite race of the year. A little bit different there. We like to vacation at Watkins Glen. We'll be at Mid-Ohio. Hopefully we'll be at pit race with our car. If not, I'll be at pit race in somebody's car. And then I race with a couple of other leagues, some with pet names. I instruct with NASA. So on a given year, I'm at the racetrack about 20 weekends, at least 7 of that with ChampCar, at least 5 of that with our car.
Good stuff.
And thank you for racing with us too, by the way, man. It's I know there's a lot of options out there, and we do like you guys racing. And you do have the coolest graphic for your team, Sparrow Speed.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite. It's just flying sparrow. It's clean.
As I say, is there a story behind that?
There's no particular story behind that. When we started the team, we wanted a cool logo, and we went through a couple iterations, and we got that, in-flight motion, thanks to FedEx for leading the way on iconography there.
So what is Sparrow Speed? What is it?
So it's Sparrow Speed is ironic because sparrows are not fast; they are nimble. And the address for the house, the garage where we work in was 216 Sparrow. So that's the car number, 216, and it's on Sparrow Road. That's where the garage where we built the car was.
Cool.
Great stuff. Great stuff. And it's always better to look good than to be good. As long as you look the part, right?
We don't look good, so.
You got a good logo, though.
Well, the car's all one color, so it does look good. It's a little wrinkled.
No. The car is not one color, and it's been a long time since it's been one color. But let me tell you. Here's a secret for all of the competitors out there. We are not the black car that hit you, and it's not the white bumper that you saw in the rear. So our car is down to 2 colors. It used to be 3 colors.
Okay.
All
right. It's blue. Is it a dark blue or navy?
The car right now is black. It used to be green. There's white. There's a white top and a white rear bumper on it now.
Does it still have the old ChumpCar number panels on the doors?
No. Like you made me change those.
Yes, I did. Yes. Well, I mean, underneath the paint. I know a lot of teams went through and just painted over their number panels and then just put new number panels on it.
No, you got to peel that off. It's extra weight.
Was Bill going around being the decal police again?
Yeah, somebody had to. Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Bill, for Jason before we let him get out of here?
No, it's fun racing with him. He's a trip to watch on the forum too, because his data stuff is really good, and boy, he can get really mean on that forum.
Yeah, I'll call people out. I'm big about transparency in the series. I will say there was one good internet drama bit on Facebook some months ago when some big team didn't like me publicizing their costs and that maybe the Miata was a little bit faster for a whole lot less. So there's some good internet drama, but I'm here for transparency in the series. I want everyone to know up front what's going on. We want to know what's in the cars so that more people can have a good competitive race.
All right. Jason Kennedy,
cool.
Thank you for being with us. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
thanks.
No problem. All right, Bill, let's you sent me some interviews. Should we go right to that?
Yep.
All right, let's do that. These are post-race. These are your winners from VIR. All winners, or did you just interview anybody who talked to you?
Oh, it started. Well, let me preface this. I actually started off with the EC guys.
Okay.
Because we in the past we never really interviewed them, but they do the races well, and there was a few EC cars in there, so they earned it.
Okay.
So I interviewed them first, and then I started with the winner, second place, but I did kind of mess it up in the middle. It was, and I want to apologize. It was really, really dark on pit lane. The light I had wasn't enough, but
right. Well,
hopefully you can see it. Thanks, Jason. You can go ahead and log off, man. Thanks, man.
All right, our EC class winners.
All right, Brian.
Who's gonna yak at me? We're gonna hit you guys first. So who hit everything out there?
I hit everything. I hit absolutely everything. And everyone, sorry guys.
No,
that's my bad. That's my bad.
That's what EC's about, man. Hitting everybody. Who was in there last?
So what was that like in the dark, man?
I mean, it's pretty tough. The cars behind you lighting your car up from the inside, and then I had NLS leaning on me for, 45 minutes, and I let them by, and I lean on them. They wait me back by, and then let me run out of gas. So that's what happens when you put too big of a motor in a car. It eats a lot of gas.
Yeah, with a little tiny tank.
A little tiny tank, that's right.
The tank isn't that small, but it did a great job.
Cool. Tell us a little about the car and your sponsors.
Your sponsors? I don't know if we have any sponsors, but the car is a 240SX, 350Z powertrain, and it's been a lot of fun to build and put together and get on the track.
So who's going to pay for all these wheels that are all bent up?
Sponsored by
We are.
All right, guys, congrats. And what's your team name?
Foos, flat on one side.
There you go. All right.
This particular side this weekend.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, that's our EC class winner. Congrats, guys.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys. All right, so were you just slowing down on purpose and then speeding back up to say, hey, come get me?
So we were trimming fuel. Definitely trimming fuel. Our crew chief needs to learn how to read race monitor a little bit better. We had some differential versus gap issues. But
so you thought you were 2 laps and 10 seconds down.
we thought we had about a 30-second gap, and at some point he came back and said, yeah, that's actually 10. You got to go faster.
Wait, was he listening to the show? Because you blame Tiffany for that one.
I wasn't listening to the show. But no, we got there. We wouldn't have had fuel for another 2 laps, so it worked out in the end anyways.
Tough out there in the dark?
It is. The lights are real good on the car. The car's stable. Car's super easy to drive, so wasn't too bad.
So it looked like towards the end there, they seemed to match you lap for lap, maybe a little faster here and there, but you were able to come back. But I think you were in the spots where having an open track really helped you, and they were stuck in traffic going through the S's.
Yeah, I mean, that's this car. This car's so good through traffic, so smooth. Every lap we were getting updates on the gap, right? And we were just maintaining the gap, make sure we stay in front of these guys. They're awesome to race with. It's been a lot of fun. Pit was a lot of fun. We've had a good time with those guys. So, it was a heck of a run to finish this thing out.
So who are your drivers this weekend?
So we had a little bit of everybody. So we had 6 drivers. Kevin, Ryan, Jeremy, Corey. Was that 6 and me? Did I get him? Jeremy and Jeremy. Yep. So everybody took one stint. Messing around with that Volkswagen, playing with it too. So
I gave you a little bit of practice too out there.
A little bit of practice, yeah. Did very different driving, but got some seat time anyways.
And any sponsors? Because I see that you guys have a new company that being advertised on the web now.
Yeah, I mean 360 Communications is the big one. Ryan and his joining the team's been awesome for us. He's like family if you talk to Ryan. And then Cliff. Next Level Service, Cliff opened his own shop. Really excited for him. Going to be doing some big things coming up in the next couple of years.
All right, guys, and this is the whole family.
You know how we roll, Bill. This is everybody. So
wait, we'll get back to you. So, are you proud of these guys?
Yes.
Who's this guy in relation to you?
That's my dad.
Oh, so do you go back to school and tell all the boys that your dad's a race car racer? Not only is he a racing car racer, but he's also a winner.
Yes.
All right, guys, congratulations and another good one. Man, that was tough, dude. You were putting down some laps, like consecutive 122s and 121s.
Yeah, well, we had to. They right out of the box, they were faster and got out to, I guess, what was it? I thought it was a 34-second lead. Maybe it was a 12-second lead. I don't know. They got out there a little.
Also had a problem reading race monitor.
Yeah. So they got out. They took off pretty quick, and I almost admitted defeat there. Was just trying to conserve a little gas, not hit anything, just get it to the end. And then when we noticed their lap times falling off, we figured they were trying to conserve fuel, so it was trying to push them to run out of gas. And looks like we came up maybe less than 5 minutes shy of that. So if the race was, I guess, 12 hours and 12 minutes of VIR South, we probably would have won. But that's how it goes. They were faster than us all day, though. So kudos to them. It would have been nice to have seen the orange car make it to the finish. I think that had a little bit more speed in it. But hey, I mean, both these cars were completely destroyed 3 weeks ago. Yeah. And to be back on the podium that quick is pretty awesome. So it's a great day.
Who were the drivers this weekend?
So it was myself. I ran a couple stints. Farron ran a couple stints. Travis ran a couple stints. And Charles ran a stint earlier today. So the 4 of us.
All right, guys. Congrats. That was a good race, and you put on a good show for us. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Third place, Burris.
What's up, baby? What a great day.
That was a pretty awesome race out there. And you guys were in contention most of the day.
Right. We had a good day. We started off kind of rough. We had some gas issues. So we got
too much chili last night?
Yeah, we had a lot of chili, and Todd was just lighting up the car, so they called him in once or twice. So we got black flagged. But we figured that out. We just had a bad gas what is it, cap, just a bad gas cap. So we looked all over the paddock and found one.
Does the owner know it?
Yeah, no, well, first of all, we went over to Gorman over there because he had a car on the lift and it didn't have a gas cap on it. So I called up a buddy who's local and he brought us a gas cap, and that fixed the whole problem. So
you're sticking to that story.
I promise you, it's the truth. It's the truth. So, yeah, faulty gas cap. But what a great race. You know, such a short, exciting, never-ending track.
Have you raced here before?
We raced here one time in 2020, and we finished second overall, actually, in this car. So it was a lot of fun back then. It was 3 of us. So, but yeah, glad to come back, and I hope you guys keep coming here because what a great track. Yeah. VIR is awesome. Can't wait for the 24 hours of VIR. But you know, have to thank ChampCar and all your sponsors for putting on RV graphics. They 5 seconds between first and second overall. What a great race. They came by me like I forgot to start the car, and we finished third overall. So what a lot of fun. What a lot of fun.
So who are your drivers this weekend?
We got Todd Lamb right over there. And then Rob Hines. Rob Hines right next to him. So,
all right, guys.
And this is Jeff Limford. He's my crew chief. He puts the car together, and it was a lot of fun.
All right. So what'd you do special this Miata, man?
Maintenance, prep, and we did a really nice job rewiring it.
Cool. And that, I tell you what, wiring, huge.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, if you don't have reliable wiring, you're not going to even finish the race, let alone win. So.
All right, guys, congrats, third place.
Thanks very much, Bill.
ChampCar is an endurance road racing grassroots motorsports series.
All right, our EC class winners. Who's going to yak at me? We're going to hit you guys first. So who hit everything out there?
I hit everything. I hit absolutely everything. And everyone, sorry guys.
No,
that's my bad. That's my bad.
So that's what EC's about, man, hitting everybody. Who was in there last? So what was that like in the dark, man?
I mean, it's pretty tough. The cars behind you lighting your car up from the inside, and then I had NLS leaning on me for, I don't know, 45 minutes, and I let them by, and I lean on them. They wait me back by, and then let me run out of gas. So that's what happens when you put too big of a motor in a car. It eats a lot of gas.
Yeah, with a little tiny tank.
A little tiny tank, that's right.
The tank isn't that small, but it did a great job.
Cool. Tell us a little about the car and your sponsors.
Your sponsors? I don't know if we have any sponsors, but the car is a 240SX, 350Z powertrain, and it's been a lot of fun to build and put together and get on the track.
So who's going to pay for all these wheels that are all bent up?
Sponsored by
We are.
All right, guys, congrats. And what's your team name?
Foos, flat on one side.
There you go. All right.
This particular shot this weekend.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, that's our EC class winner. Congrats, guys.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys. All right, so were you just slowing down on purpose and then speeding back up to say, hey, come get me?
So we were trimming fuel, definitely trimming fuel. Our crew chief needs to learn how to read race monitor a little bit better. We had some differential versus gap issues. But
so you thought you were 2 laps and 10 seconds down.
We thought we had about a 30-second gap, and at some point he came back and said, yeah, that's actually 10. You got to go faster.
Wait, was he listening to the show? Because you blame Tiffany for that one.
Okay. So
That's all right.
that didn't work out the way I wanted.
Oh, that's all right.
No, it's not, but it's okay.
Well, it's we'll get all the
We'll get it all on the podcast.
Yeah. Yes. And then I'll actually put up the interviews like I did last time too. Normally but yeah, we got the gist of it all.
One button. I hit one wrong button, Bill.
I know I've done this, and anybody that's listened to ChampCar Live when Bill Strong is running it will know that I can screw up a show in 3,
2, 1.
You're not supposed to count the last 2 from what I hear.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a fun race, man.
Yeah.
That was one of those races where it's down to the end. They're back and forth. Some of the guys kind of screwed up their reading of race monitor. It was one of those. I think both of them made a mistake, thinking they were a lot further back. They were. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. But yeah, they're already making. They thought I did that. Yes.
Oh, good. Yeah, no, definitely Bill did it.
It's one of the highlights for me was Paulie would come back from commercial
Uh-huh.
and nobody would be there. Or we'd come back from commercial, nobody be in the seat, and it would just be a blank screen, which is hilarious because, at least we could hear everybody.
Right.
Unlike when I did, and Paulie would come back in, 10 seconds later, but to me it seemed like hours. And you left while we were doing this, you left, and I'm thinking, oh my God, what's going to happen when you know?
Oh, no. I have a timer.
Oh,
I started a timer.
There you go.
I try to act real professional like.
Yeah, because I do that too now because I don't want to miss it. But
yeah,
but the other big highlight was our fearless leader, Dana Moore, the CEO. We're teaching new folks, some of our staff, to be race directors, and today or this weekend was Laura's, I think, third race that she's worked. And so she did all of everything basically, up in the tower. Nice. And Dana just sat back and watched.
Awesome.
He's to the point now where she's good enough to where he went and took a stint with Racing for Heroes. And Dana is is a retired Coast Guard.
Yep. Commandant, right?
Chief Master Sergeant of the Coast. No, something. Whatever they are.
I just think he's the commandant.
He's a chief of some sort. He had a lot of gold on his, but the Coast Guard does that.
Chief of the boat.
Yeah. I don't know, something like that. So, but he went out and he drove the Racing for Heroes RX-7, which was not the fastest car out there. We just happened to have the show looking up the hill with that really cool shot.
Uh-oh.
And a little white car I guess he hit his brakes. The car spins, takes out the number 1 brake sign, and just spins. He must have spun, I don't know, 30, 40 times.
Yeah.
It may be 4, but 30 or 40 sounds much better. And smoke everywhere. He, gets back on and continues on. It actually had a pretty good race.
Yeah. Now,
but I did bring up at the tower, boy, that car, I don't know who's driving that car, but I think you need to black flag and bring him in and ask him if he's okay.
Yeah.
Nobody would do it.
Of course not. Now, Dana's not a tiny guy.
No. He's 6'2" or 3, something like that.
How is he climbing in and out of that Miata?
I don't know. I don't ask questions. No, it was a Mazda RX-7.
Oh, the RX-7's got a little more room.
Yeah. But he does drive a Miata.
Wow. Impressive. How was your weather at VIR?
It was really good.
Yeah.
We were expecting a little rain, but nothing came. And it was nice. I got to use my new 1,000,000mm lens that weighs like 50 million pounds.
We're supposed to talk about that, Bill.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're not.
Well, that cat's out of the bag.
Yeah, we did our taxes. But yeah, it's that was pretty fun.
Cool.
Yeah, and took some. I love that lens. Oh my God, I love that lens.
Saw some of the pictures. I'm assuming it might have been from that lens.
That was the only lens I took out of the bag, and I just shot for maybe an hour.
That's it.
And had some fun. A lot to learn when you're using new equipment. Okay. And going to take all that down to Harris Hill. Going to take a lot more for that. I leave for Harris Hill in the morning, bright and early.
Yep.
Actually, dark and early.
All right, so talk to us about Harris Hill. What do we got going on?
So headed to Harris Hill. We have an Harris Hill is in San Marcos, Texas.
Yep.
It's a San Marcos Grand Prix at H2R. Little country club racetrack. It's small. It looks fairly simple to race on. But let me tell you, it is a trip of a track, man.
Yeah.
It is not easy to go fast there. It's much like Nelson Ledges. It's fast, but very challenging.
Yeah.
There's elevation change at this track, which is odd for Texas since it's so flat out there. Well, kind of where we're at.
It depends on where you're in Texas. In West Texas, it ain't so flat.
No, but it's like Coda. This real big section that's tall, but it's a fun track. Chelsea Vickery's doing this race. We have 33 cars signed up, 45 max on that track. The other issue is that it's not your typical paddock. It's basically a big square, big parking lot that we circle the cars around. And if we have more than close to 45 cars, we'll have a couple of cars paddock right in the middle. And you go around the paddock in a clockwise motion.
Yep.
Go to your pit stall, back into it, full into it, sideways. You can't really do sideways because there's no room. But you do your pit stop there, your 5 minutes, and you head back out. And at the exit of that parking lot, we have our pit in and pit out section. So pretty cool.
Yep.
We do it twice a year there for a bunch of years now. And it's a fun track. And a lot of folks there, that's a Mazda Miata, like headquarters for Texas, because almost everybody at that track at that country club has a Miata somewhere in their shop.
Sure.
Plus, it's a cool place where we have the mad scientists in the garages that have some really killer, weird stuff. They take like little Honda electric cars and throw K20 somethings in them or something. And it's just it's turbocharged Ks. So
wow.
it's kind of cool.
Nice.
Valdez Motorsports will be there. They do quite well. Effective Team Racing will be there. Basil Weenie has actually done really, really good there. They're going to be there with their number 996 Mazda Miata, and Battle Scarred Motorsports. They'll be there with their super fast Pinto wagon.
Who is the gal who we talked to? Super fast Pinto wagon. There's those words should never be spoken.
No.
those words should never be spoken. As super fast Pinto wagon should never be in the same sentence together.
You can't say flaming Pinto wagon.
Yeah, that's actually a thing.
Yeah.
Now,
It wasn't the wagon. That was the hatch that
yes,
did that.
Yes.
There wasn't much room between the bumper and much like my Opel. That's a lady.
Yes. Are they going to be there this weekend?
They're there with their 83 Datsun 280ZX.
If you want to, if you're bored, go back and listen to our podcast with Datsun Lady. She was awesome.
She's a trip.
Yeah.
And then, as long as they hold it together, Lone Star Rallycross with their 2006 Mazda MX-5.
Sure.
Super lightweight, no paint on it, that kind of stuff. They did take it out east, so it may be rusty now. Who knows?
Right.
But they'll be there with their car. And, lots of folks there. We get there Friday. We used to allow people in on Thursdays. We do not allow anybody there on Thursday, by the way. The track doesn't want anybody coming in on Thursdays. Friday is move-in day. I want to repeat that again. Don't cut and paste and make an internet meme. Or Friday is move-in day.
Okay. I'm sure there's a story there.
Yeah. 7 a.m. the gates open.
Is there any practice or testing on Friday?
Yep. They always do the HTR does a practice, $200 a team. You sign up at the clubhouse on site.
So it's not a ChampCar practice day. It's the track practice
day.
HTR
does it.
Great.
Yep.
Great.
Tech and registration open at 11 or whenever Ray decides to start up. And usually they start up early.
Where are you getting all this information from, Bill?
From the supplementals.
The supplementals?
And remember, you do have to show up with a muffler on your car because they do have sound limits there as people are starting to move into houses around the track. So 85 dB as measured at the fence line.
Okay.
Which comes out to be about what ChampCar's limit is, which is 96 dB.
Okay.
So just make the car quiet, man. That's all we ask.
All right.
Flagtronics are required at this race, just like at every race, and they will be available to rent if you don't have one. Harris Hill is a official Flagtronics track. They have purchased a system and are running it regularly for I think about a month now. But one of many that are coming online soon. So
cool.
We don't really have to set anything up. Yay! Nice. Or tear anything down. Yay!
So does that mean more loops and more stuff? What does that mean for you guys?
It's the same way that we don't have. We can sit back in the 82-degree weather and sun ourselves instead of working.
Got it. So you don't even need to go.
No, I'm going because I'm going to be running the Flagtronics part of it. Yeah, we're going to have live timing and scoring up with Flagtronics, the Marching Ants.
Okay.
And then we'll do the live logs as well. So
no broadcast.
Yep, no broadcast this weekend. Okay. I was debating it after working this weekend, trying to do the show, doing the other things we're doing. Yeah.
It's all good.
I can multitask, but not triple multitask. So headlights are required on all the cars, remember? So when you go through tech.
Great.
Yeah. Fun stuff.
All right.
And then after that, we got to go to NCM.
Nice.
So I get to go up to Colorado, go to Oklahoma, see my brother for a day or two, and then head out to NCM. Yeah.
Great.
So that's going to be pretty fun.
Have you lined up a tech tip for us this week?
I have not. I have been, so nobody wanted to work until like the morning I got back, which was yesterday. And I got absolutely swamped with work. So I didn't have any time to do any tech tips. But I know.
That's okay.
Let me think folks, we're going to give you away. How much was it? $20?
Yeah.
$20 race credit if you can give us some tech tips. So email me at bill.strong@champcar.org or media@champcar.org. That'll get to me too.
Cool.
So,
yeah, we want to give away Dana's money. So so get us some tech tips. If we can all even videotape a tech tip for us and send it to us. Use your phone, nothing fancy, and do your thing, and then we'd be happy to put that on the broadcast. So.
Yep, I just went through and I approved all the photographers for Harris Hill. We have one. We have 2 for NCM. This is excluding me. Daytona, we had like 5 or 6, but deadline for Daytona is closed, so no more photographers. We do have Ozarks coming up. And Hallett is coming up as well. Ooh, Hallett. Hallett's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, Hallett. I love Hallett.
So when are you at Hallett? Because I'm going to Hallett too, but not the same time.
May 21st.
Oh, I'm there before you.
Yeah, so we're going to Hallett.
And you've been to Hallett, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're going to have to give me some tips.
Are you running a show there?
I am. I mean, I don't need tips for that part, but just like the local knowledge. Not right now. Did I lose you? Hello?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
Something's beeping. I don't know what it is.
Oh, I don't know either. I don't hear any beeping. Maybe it's in your head.
Yeah, it might have been. There was an alarm going off. Who knows where it was?
Might have been in your head, Bill. The little people are coming to talk to you.
My wife is doing that to me. Yeah,
it's tax time.
That's over. We did our taxes yesterday.
Oh man,
we only wanted to kill each other once.
All right.
So because she wasn't following the directions and not reading them right, but she says I was reading them wrong. But
all right. So
it's an early show, man. What's up with that?
I was going to say, well, because we don't have a tech tip, there's no reason to take a break and come back, right?
No, we can just keep talking.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. So,
how's the Opal?
I haven't looked at it. No, wait, I did look at it this morning. The car cover's getting a little bit worn.
You and your kid, this is a cool story, by the way.
Uh-huh.
You and your kid are working on a car.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a little sentimental right now, okay? Because, my the guy who got me into this decided to take his last lap last week, and so you and your kid working on a car brings back a bunch of memories about me and my dad. So tell me about this car you guys are putting together.
Oh well, I want to say years and years ago, my wife and I bought a
BMW
E46, not an M3. No, it's a 330xi.
Okay.
04, and we drove that forever, and then it just started costing us a ton of money. As any BMW does, anything over like 80, 90,000 miles.
Right.
But we kept putting money into it. And finally, it's like we went and drove a 09 330D. And I was blown away by the torque, the performance. It was a performance edition. And oh my God, this thing was just so nice. And I had to buy it. So I bought it. And so now we have 2 BMWs. Not including all the other cars we have, the MR2s, pickup trucks, and it's a secondhand. So the BMW dealership didn't want to give us much for the, as was the case back then, didn't want to give us much for the 330 because it was, I think it's like 120,000 miles at the time. And so I'm like, we'll sell it. I got to go out to California, do some stuff. I think it was my high school reunion, my 30th or something, 40th, whatever it was. Go to my high school reunion and let's sell it when we get back. Well, my wife decided to go take the kids to the lake, and instead of taking the new car, which had the nice white leather in it, she took the other one. Well, the pressure tank blew somewhere along the route. So she did maybe 20 or 30 miles with no water in the car.
Oh.
Yeah. So bananaed the head.
Yeah.
Son was like, Mom, all the lights are on the dash. You need to stop. And she does not stop. So yeah, I made her buy a new engine for it. And then we started racing. and we had just started racing, but the racing really picked up.
Right.
And I really didn't have time to work on it. Of course, all my friends and all my internet enemies were all making fun of me for having this car that's sitting in the shop, collecting dust, depreciating hourly. I didn't care. I don't care. Don't care. I have this car. And so my son gets into a little fender bender on the highway here a couple weeks ago, and not his fault.
Right.
But his car's all right. He's okay. Everybody's okay. And he's like, I want the BMW, Mom. And Mom says, yes, take it. Fix it, take it. And I'm sitting there going, wait. Don't I have a say in this? Because that's my car. I didn't have a say in that. So
No.
Ian came out. Of course, I bought all the bits and bobs because, he's young and no money. And I bought all the bits and bobs for it. And we've been slowly putting it back together. The engine's in it for the first time since 2010.
Okay.
And, or 2011. And we haven't got it started yet. There's a couple. Actually, I got some hose right here.
There you go.
So we're pretty close. I think we're probably 2 or 3 days of work at getting it actually on the road. So, but yeah, it's remembering how it went back together. Even though I have the book,
right?
Remembering how it goes back together. We still have to start it and make sure BMW hoses are made out of plastic or nylon, nylon 66 or whatever it is,
right?
And you don't know what's going to blow as soon as you get that oil pressure through it.
Sure.
So we're waiting. I did replace most of it, but I'm pretty certain I forgot something somewhere.
Sure.
So, see.
Cool.
It's a nice car, and he's gonna like it. Plus, his girlfriend's got an Audi, so I think he had to
step up the game.
To go against her Audi. So
you having fun working on the car with your kid, though?
Yes, that is. It is fun. I think he has a little bit more appreciation, and it's funny because he made this joke. He goes, Dad, go get this and go get that. So I'm getting him tools. I'm getting him this and that. And he's like, this is really funny because for years it was me going and getting the stuff. Now it's you. I'm like, I felt really, really good.
That's good
stuff.
stuff.
I am sorry to hear about your father.
No, thank you.
No, that's tough.
It is, but yeah.
Part of life.
It is. So, but I would not be here doing this with you today if it weren't for him.
Yeah.
So, it's all good. It's all good. All right. We have no tech tip. We've now gotten through story time with Bill.
Yeah. Wasted time. I think our numbers went down to 2. Thanks, Tim.
Oh, well, it's all good.
Yeah. And, but yeah, we're at Harris Hill this weekend. Following weekend, we're at Hallett. Then we head off to get a weekend off. I get to go. Where am I going? Oh, we're going to go see Les Mis, whatever.
Les Mis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to see that in Richmond. And then I get to go head down to Daytona right after that. So it's going to be a fun week.
I'll never forget. I don't remember where it was, but someone said that it was on the radio and they gave away tickets to Les Miserables. I'm like, oh, thank God my wife's not here because she would be all over that. So,
but I like Anne Hathaway too. So, and I haven't seen her at this show.
No, she's got talent. She's got skills.
Yep. Hey, folks, and remember, send me a tech tip, media@champcar.org. If you have any suggestions for the show, please write them down, send them off to me, and don't forget to like and love us and subscribe to us and stuff like that.
That would be cool. That's going to do it for another episode of Inside ChampCar. If you like what you heard, subscribe to the podcast and the YouTube channel so you won't miss any episodes. It would also be great if you share it on your social media channels, comment on the ChampCar Facebook page, especially if it's a good one. We have new episodes every week. He is Bill Strong. I'm Brian Bielanski. You guys have a great day. Go play with cars.